is where Nevada comes to hear and talk about the news.
It scares me. It really scares me.
99.1 FM Talk.
And 92.3 News, Talk, Truth.
John Potter, live and local, Saturdays 9 to noon. Okay, let's get to our guests. First off, we have a feud going on between two Republicans running for a seat in the Douglas County Commission. One is the incumbent who is running for re-election. His opponent has mailed out this very personal, negative flyer about our incumbent on the Douglas County Commission. And that incumbent is Danny Tarkanian in our studio in Carson City. Danny, good to talk to you again.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you for having me on. I apologize if it isn't real clear. I'm trying to get over a cold. But let me just make one correction. It wasn't my opponent that sent out the flyer. There's this third-party PAC. It's been the money that was created by the PAC and raised by the PAC are all the casino people and elected officials or people that have been appointed to certain boards. They raised some money with the purpose of beating me in my re-election. And they sent the mailer out, not my opponent. And the reason they're upset is because I've worked very hard to bring transparency to the residents of Douglas County. I send out pre-Board of County Commissioners emails telling people what's happening with the county meetings, and then I do a post-Board of County Commission meetings telling them what happened in the meeting and why I voted certain ways. And some of the people that have been driving the county commission behind the scenes doesn't like the fact that there's more transparency now.
Well, is this one of those deals where the opponent says, oh, it's not me saying this, it's this PAC, who's pushing this, James McCallum for county commissioner?
Yeah, they got him to run. James McCallum's very close with another county commissioner that's not happy with my newsletters. They got him to run, and he's a former county Republican chair, so they thought that his name ID and his influence with the Republican Party would make a difference. The problem they have is I've worked very hard, like I said, not only bringing transparency to the people, but anytime anybody's called me or emailed me with the problem, I respond back to them. I try to resolve the problems with the county staff. I've received over 200 emails from constituents telling me how happy they are with my work and thanking me for my efforts. And no other county commissioner does that, and I think it makes them look bad, and that's why some of them want to see me defeated.
I said this last Saturday. I'm amazed that some people give these flyers validity. I mean, there are no standards for these things.
You're 100% right, and it's also the same thing with television ads and bigger races, and even some radio ads. People can say in politics whatever they want, and if it's not fact-based and about policy decisions or the performance in your job, it really has no relevance to the case. For example, these attacks that they had, one of it says that I didn't support two Republicans in the last election. That's a complete lie. I didn't support one Republican. Her name was Michelle Fiore, and she said horrible and disgusting things about my wife at a public meeting that was caught on tape, and I sent that video out to people. The guy I'm running against was a county Republican Party chair, so he kicked me out of the party because I wouldn't support a vile and disgusting person who went off in a drunken tiff at a meeting. Those are the things they say in these things are not really relevant to my job performance. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, well that's unfortunately part of campaigns nowadays. Yes. Let's speak to the folks in Douglas County. What needs to be done in Douglas County? You're on the Douglas County Commission.
Well, there's
what issues are there problems there that you have solutions to that the opponents will make worse? What? Well,
I don't know if they'll make them worse. The fact is we've ignored our road maintenance and road construction for many, many years, maybe decades, and that needs to be changed. Our budget is very tight. The road construction costs are going up. Our revenue from the gas taxes are going down. But we've also siphoned the road maintenance money and put it into what we call the Mola Parkway development. So we don't have any money going to road maintenance. It's all paying for the new parkway. That needs to be changed. I'm working with the county manager to figure out ways to bring in more revenue, and hopefully the Mola Parkway's funding is complete. There's financial issues. But the biggest problem on the county commission right now is there's a select group of people, and they're the ones that are behind this PAC, that have ran the county for decades, and they want to continue to do so behind closed doors instead of doing things in front of the public and allowing the public to have input. The only way you have good governance is if the public, in a democracy like this or a republic, is if the people know what's happening so that they can make an educated decision on whether they want to reelect those people or not. And that's what I think is the most important issue for Douglas County right now.
Well, you have the edge being the incumbent. You're very aware of the issues out there. And otherwise, how are you otherwise more qualified than your opponent or opponents?
Well, look,
I don't even know who.
He's been on the what they call GID board, General Improvement Board for, in the Gardnerville Ranchos for 4 years. At the same amount of time I've been on the county commission. You just compare our records. I send out newsletters informing the public of what's going on before and after meetings. He doesn't. I respond to every single constituent who calls me with a problem or emails me with a problem, and he hasn't. I have town halls throughout the county to meet with different people to discuss the issues, and he doesn't. I've had annual barbecues, free barbecues I provide to the constituents so we can meet each other and discuss issues, and he doesn't do any of that. I voted to keep Douglas County rural, which is what the residents of Douglas County want very badly. I've not voted I've not voted for any zone change or master plan change. Now, he hasn't had the chance to vote on those, but he can't do any better than I have there. There isn't anything he said. Now, the campaign's been going on 2 months. They asked him what votes, this was at a Good Governance Group's luncheon, what vote he would do differently than mine, and he couldn't come up with any. He hasn't said anything that I've done poorly except what he says in his newsletter. His handout is that Danny Tarkanian has been ineffective for the district because he hasn't attended any of my GID meetings. So basically, he thinks it's more important for me to attend one of his GID meetings than it is for me to send out these newsletters, to respond to constituents' problems, to I do a weekly promote Small Business Saturday videos. Instead of doing those things, he thinks I should sit in his meeting and listen to him.
Those don't sound like major issues to contest you with. That's really digging.
No, I'm not going to lose the race because he's more qualified or that he's talking about things that he's going to do that I haven't done. The only way I can lose this race is if this third-party PAC has enough money to sway enough or turn off enough voters that aren't educated.
Are you like the outlier on this commission? It sounds a bit like you're talking about, they don't want to notify people of this and that, and it sounds a bit like you're going against the rest of the board.
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. We have what we call norms and procedures, which is the way we're supposed to. It's the rules that we're supposed to govern how the board acts. So I made a proposal to amend the norms and procedures, just simply stating that if a constituent has a problem and he contacts the county commissioner, the county commission should do everything he can to work with staff to fix the problem. It was voted down 4-1. I was the only one who voted in favor of it.
I see.
I made another proposal that said the county commissioner should be as transparent as possible and bring to light everything that's going on by the county board. And I was voted down 4-1. So yes, I'm the outlier.
Okay. You feel you're going to be reelected?
Yeah, I feel very good about the race. I've been in some races, and I've lost some where I felt good too, so you don't want to be overly confident. But every race I've lost, I've been outspent at least 2-1, and it's always been negative personal tax. Well, they're coming up with negative personal tax here, but I have the money to combat what's going on, and I feel very. And the other thing is, when you run in a smaller race, a district where people know the candidates and the incumbent better, my job performance is going to make a big difference when they go to the polls to vote.
And where can folks get to meet you? People are trying to decide, this person or that. What's your next appearance going to be where people can find out more about you?
We just had our only debate last Wednesday, so there won't be there. But they can contact me on my cell phone, 702-378-5213. They can contact me through my email. It's my first and last name, Danny Tarkanian, @gmail.com. Or they can go to my website, tarkfordouglas.com, and see what I stand for. I've had over 200 people that live in Douglas County that have sent me emails thanking me for my work. I've got the endorsement of the people. He has the good old boys working for him, and I feel good about my position.
All right, tarkfordouglas.com.
Yes.
It's great talking with you, Danny. Anything else you want to bring up?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity to be on the station. Love listening to you.
Yes. Throw that flyer. Oh, I throw all flyers away. No offense. If it came from you, if it came from you,
I put out a flyer that talked about all my accomplishments. I think some of them are good if you're talking about the job performance you're doing.
There you go. That's the kind of flyer we need, not this goofy stuff where they filter the picture of opponents to look like Dracula. And, you know the game. I'm so sick of it.
That's so true.
All right. Danny Tarkadian, it's Tark for Douglas.com. Thank you, Danny. Hope to talk to you again before the election.
Thank you.